Welcome back to our program, 43 episodes now, and we're continuing our discussion of Siu Nim Tau form. We've previously talked about the Tan Sao and the Fuk Sao. So in the form, everybody who knows the system knows we come out, we do the Tan Sao once, we Hyun Sao and Wu Sao and go through this motion. When we finish the Wu Sao, we Fuk Sao again, and we Hyun Sao and Wu Sao again. I'm going to talk about the Hyun Sao part first, and if we have time in this particular episode, I'll also discuss Wu Sao. If not, we'll look at it in the next one. If you know the form, if you know Wing Chun generally speaking, you know that a lot of the times in the forms there are circles done with a straight arm, there are circles done with a bent arm. When we do it with a straight arm, like at the start of the form when we throw the punch and open the hand and do the big Hyun Sao and fist and elbow action, we're mainly training for strength, to build up the wrist, to prepare ourselves for making impact, and to just make the forearm and the wrist area stronger. When we do any Hyun Sao where the elbow is bent, we're more considering actual application. Now, although you're not applying it in the form, we're only practicing the movement, clearly there's a reason for doing it. And that reason is that Hyun Sao can be used to redirect your opponent's energy when you want to change the angle of attack, especially if they're very strong and moving in a certain direction and you need to counter that. Hyun Sao gives you a means of doing so. So this time I'll ask John to help me to demonstrate. If he has his left arm coming forward and I'm on the outside and he's putting an enormous amount of pressure towards me here, if I take my elbow out, he's going to hit me very easily. If I try to push his arm down, he can just take his hand away, let me go, and hit me. So if I press down, he can just whack me. If I try to push him sideways, he can do the same. I don't want to do any of those because that gives him another chance to hit me. But if I can feel his pressure is too strong, if I circle where I am, straight away the door's open for a strike to the body. Because in the form, we're training to keep the elbows still and just move the hand. That's crucial, because if I move my arm, I'm making a hole. If I keep the arm still and just move the wrist, there's no access for him to come in. More importantly, if I've made an error, and it can happen to all of us, in the heat of a battle, things can go wrong. If I end up on the inside, this is a very bad place to be, because this can hit me still, and I'm wide open for the other side. So if I find myself here, Hyun Sao is the perfect way to change it and give me access to the other side. Even in just basic Chi Sao training, quite often I can use the Hyun Sao to find a way in that otherwise might not have been available to me. So it's a very handy action for finding ways in when the head-on line can't operate because there's too much pressure. It can be used in conjunction with other hands, so we can use it with Gan Sao. We can use it with palm striking to the body as it appears in the dummy. Those of you who know the dummy form will know there's a couple of times where we're using the Hyun Sao with a strike. It's indicating that if you were in the wrong place, this gives you access to a way out. If I'm on this side and he's too strong, this gives me access to the other side and affects his body. All right, thanks, John. So Hyun Sao in a combat scenario can be a very handy way to change the structure of your opponent's body and give you a new line of attack. We'll leave that there and we'll continue next time.